Tim Geithner is here as Treasury Secretary. He is at the center of what some economists, most economists, call the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Since he took office just over 6 weeks ago, he has confronted a series of grave challenges. He has led the effort to stabilize U.S. banks and shore up the housing and credit markets. The Treasury is also drafting regulatory reforms to stop Wall Street excesses from reoccurring. At the same time, financial markets have continued their steep decline. Before Mr. Geithner was appointed by President Obama, he was head of the New York Federal Reserve. In that post, he helped design rescue plans for Bear Stearns, AIG, and Citigroup, and he was also there when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. I am pleased to have him on this program for the first time. Welcome.
Good to be here, Charlie. Thank you for having me.
I hope we can have a conversation here about how you see the crisis, how Treasury sees it, and what you are doing and what you intend to do, because as you know, there are a lot of questions in terms of the American public. Let me begin with this. Tell me where we are in this crisis, how severe it is, what's the trend, and then we can look at what we ought to do.
It's a deepening recession. You're seeing the recession intensify here and really around the world. You know, it started here, but the world's sort of catching up. And that's putting more pressure on businesses in the financial system as you see it. We know we start with this deepening recession, intensifying housing crisis, a deep fiscal hole, and a financial system that's in some ways very damaged. Parts of it are working well, parts of it are still very damaged. And it's going to take a while to work through this. You know, again, we start with just a deep mess, and it is our obligation to clean it up and to fix it, and make sure, working with the Congress, we are very aggressive and very forceful to try to get the economy back on track, and we're going to keep at it until we fix it.
Is there a risk we'll slide into something as severe as the Great Depression?
Charlie, we're going to be very aggressive. You know, you've seen this administration work at a pace I don't think you've ever seen before in history, moving very quickly to put in place this very powerful Economic Recovery Act, to lay out a budget that makes some very powerful investments in things critical to our economic future, things that are going to make the economy grow more rapidly in the future by improving education, addressing healthcare costs, moving us to a clean energy economy, all in a framework that's a fiscally responsible framework. We're moving to fix the housing crisis. The President laid out very quickly a very comprehensive strategy to help bring interest rates down, allow millions of Americans to refinance, take advantage of lower rates, and again help millions of Americans stay in their homes with some meaningful reduction in monthly payments. We're also moving very quickly to get credit markets flowing again and help strengthen and stabilize the banking system. And those things are all critically important, and you're going to see him lead an ambitious agenda to try to get the world moving with us so that the global economy is firing on all cylinders. Those four things: getting recovery back on track with aggressive stimulus here, fixing the housing crisis, helping get credit flowing again, making our financial system work with recovery rather than against recovery, and getting the world to move with us are the necessary critical, and they have to happen together for them to work.